Bonjour, 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 and welcome to today's video, which is gonna be a book and tarot and oracle decks haul. So I've not filmed for about, I say 3 weeks, maybe even a month, I'm not sure. I don't really know what I'm doing anymore. Whilst I'm filming this, we're in the middle of eclipse season. At the beginning of November, retrogrades and eclipses and just general fuckery happening in the stars at the moment, which have been doing the most for my little Taurus moon. I've been very tired. I'm just feeling generally overwhelmed, underwhelmed, all of the whelmed. I also have had just a lot of health setback. My chronic pain is through the roof at the moment. So I thought, as a way to ease myself back into it, that I would do a video that is very easy, very chill, very good mood vibes, which is sharing with you new stuff I got in the last 4 months. I'm just sharing with you what I got. I'm giving you my first impressions. Some of them I've been using for the last 3 months, so they're not even first impressions anymore, but some of them are very new. And so that's why I wanted to do today's video. I'm gonna be talking about books, I'm gonna be talking about decks. There's gonna be a lot of them because it's a haul. So usually I do those once I have like a few decks to show at once. I've not received them all the same day. Yeah, like I said, it's over the course of a few months. A lot of those decks have been ordered way before, because if you don't know, I live in the Indian Ocean, so things can take a little bit longer to come to me, and I've just kind of like waited to gather a few so I could share them with you. That being said, I know hauls are a bit of a trigger word right now in the tarot community, so if type of content makes you feel icky, which is totally fine, then feel free to exit here. You can find plenty of content on my channel that is not a haul. I'm doing this out of my love of sharing and community, and we exchange in the comments and you tell me what you bought, what you liked, and etc. But I don't want this to be a space that make you feel bad if you're currently going through some kind of something. So please take care of yourself just as I'm taking care of myself. I'm excited to share with you my new decks. Let's get into it. Oh, I didn't do my little intro, but if you're new here, hi! My name is Marine and I'm a chaotic mess right now. I'm a French tarot reader. I do YouTube videos. I don't even know what my intro is anymore. If you like the video, please feel free to subscribe. You can find all of my social media in the description box below, along with all of the decks I will be sharing with you today. There'll be all the names, etc. Let's get into it because I can't even make sentences apparently, like bloopity bloop. What is going on? Okay, let's start with books. I received a couple of book depository orders that I had made earlier in the year, like they took their time. I love Book Depository because it's free shipping worldwide, one of the very few places that delivers deck to me. But you're looking at a 5 to 6 months wait line for me, which is fine. I've learned to grow patient. So a couple of books I got. The first one is The Ancestral Tarot, Uncover Your Past and Chart Your Future by Nancy Hendrickson. So this is all about using tarot for ancestral work. And I'm not gonna lie, I've not had a chance to even look at this because I've received this like a couple of days ago. I was hoping to get this in time for like October and all of this kind of liminal space season, which is perfect for ancestral work. But we're in the beginning of November right now, which is still a good time for ancestral work, and yet I don't feel like it. I don't have the expansion in myself to take on this kind of work right now, which is fine. I need to acknowledge where I am right now in my life and what takes priority and what I'm able to do or not. So even though this should be the perfect timing to do that, I don't want to do that right now. But I will get into this book, of course, and I'm very excited to read this. So I'll just show you a couple of tables of content. So we have Beyond the Veil, Working with a Spirit Guide, Tools for the Journey, Meet the Family, Ancestors of Blood, Ancestors of Place, of Time, Keeping an Ancestral Tarot Journal, Pairing Ups, Whole Self Mandala, Ancestral Rituals, and then you have some resources. So I'm very excited. It seems like there's some prompts and some spreads, and I think it's cool to look at tarot through different prisms. I love that. I love using tarot for lots of different things, and ancestral work is not something I'm super comfortable doing. I like doing it, but it's not something that I feel like I have found my perfect practice yet. And so that's why I would love some guidance and some help. So I'm hoping this will help me. But I also know that this kind of work we have to be able to take on, so we have to listen to ourselves, our souls and stuff, and feel like we're ready to do that. And I'm already doing a lot of shadow work right now on myself, and so I feel like that would just be too much. So I want to finish the exploration I'm doing at the moment, and then I'll start this. But I'm excited. If you have read this book, let me know what you thought. I'm always interested at books that look at tarot through a specific lens, like I was saying. So tarot and astrology, or tarot and ancestral work, or tarot and self-care, or anything like that, where it's like tarot plus. I find that super interesting, purely because tarot is a system I'm very familiar with. I know the meanings of the cards and all of that, so even though I enjoy reading those books still, because I enjoy seeing what people make out of those, now I'm more in a space where I like to see the next step, so adding tarot and something else. That's something that's really interesting. The second book I got is Tarot for Troubled Times by Shaheen Miro and Teresa Reed. Shaheen Miro is the creator of the Uncommon Tarot. Let me grab it because it's literally right in front of me. Super great deck, one of my favorite mass market tarot decks that you can find. It's affordable, it is collage style, it's beautiful, it's made by a queer creator, so we love that, and it's just a gorgeous, very beautiful deck. So this is the creator of this deck, and the foreword of this deck, or the guidebook I should say, is written by, the commentary is written by Teresa Reed. So they've obviously been working together before, and they partnered again for this book. So this has very mixed reviews online. I've seen amazing reviews and I've seen really bad reviews. And this is why I'm so curious, because I want to make my own opinion. So of course this feels very appropriate for what we're going through right now. I'll show you the back, but it's really helping you to use tarot for looking at the difficult shit. And as you can see, I've started reading this. This is the one I'm gonna read before the ancestral stuff, because like I was telling you, I'm doing a lot of shadow work right now, and that's I feel like this will be more in line with the work I'm already doing with my Reclaim Oracle and all of that, and then I can take on the ancestral stuff afterwards. I'll share with you the table of content. I've not gone very far, I'm on chapter 3, but as you can see, it's going to talk about shadow dancing, going within, the tarot as a mirror on the self. So we have an introduction on archetypes, elemental connection, healing with tarot, a magical part, and then this is the part I'm the most excited about, which is the world, or focus on the collective, and seeing how tarot can help us with looking at everything that's fucked up with the world right now. So we have what's going on, learn how to find the unique energy of the current year, tarot spreads, affirmation, meditation, healing modalities. We have also tarot as activism, because we have the body political here, which I think is super unique and cool. I've never seen that in a guidebook before, or in a book before about tarot. Like, how will you choose to serve humanity? Love that. And then we have the socially conscious, magic and influence waves of social change. Every blessing helps to contribute to a better whole. How can we bring the energy of magic into our activism? So this is definitely the part I'm the most looking forward to. I'll let you know, of course, what I think about it, probably in monthly favorites and stuff, once I've worked my way through it. But let me know again if any of you have read this. What did you think? If you loved it, if you hated it, if you felt meh about it, let me know in the comments. I would love to know your thoughts. And of course, if you have any recommendations about interesting tarot books and stuff, leave them down below, because you know me, I'm always greedy. I love to know the tea. Lastly, I just quickly want to mention, this is mostly for my French viewers, or French speaking people. Francophiles, I guess you could say. I wanted to mention those magazines that are like special editions that you can get in your bookshops, usually published by different newspapers or magazines. So Le Monde is a very famous French newspaper. They release those special editions once in a while, and so the one I found when I went to my bookshop last month was this one, which is the history of founding myths, and it's awesome. So they have lots of articles from lots of different people about different themes, and this one, for example, it's really cool because we have a big part about the founding myth, ancient Egypt and Hindu mythology and African mythology and Celtic mythology and all of that. There's also a big part about modern myths, so things that are current to like mythology from nowadays. And finally we have like myths that are in gestation, so things related to the future and sci-fi and AI and things, and how that relates to potential future mythology. And it's just like it's a magazine, but it's really interesting, and there's tons of those one-of-a-kind magazines that you can get at the bookshop wherever they sell newspapers. You might even find them in airports and stuff, like where they sell magazines, they usually have them. So I just wanted to quickly mention because there's usually a lot of interesting themes. Okay, let's talk about decks. I have quite a lot of decks to share with you, so I'll start with the one I've had the longest. This is l'Oracle d'Or et Ombre by Stéphanie Lafranc and Vic O. This is a mass market French deck which I have been absolutely loving. I've posted a lot about it on my Instagram, so for those of you who follow me on Insta, you might already have seen this. And of course this will be included in my French deck series, where I introduce to you all of my French decks, which, by the way, if you've not checked out, the first episode is already out. So here's a box, by the way, which is gorgeous. Yeah, my French deck series, the first episode is already out. This was the most requested thing on my channel since I started it like over 2 years ago. Every time I posted a video, I had one comment at least that said, please can you share your French decks with us? And I finally started it, so you know, yay me for being 2 years late. But the first episode is out. I'll share it somewhere on the cards now, and I'm gonna continue. I'm gonna make it a series so that it's split into different parts, so it's not too long and too overwhelming for me to film and for you to watch. And I'm excited to continue this series, so if you've not checked it out, definitely be sure to. And this will be, of course, included in one of the future episodes because it's a French deck and I really love it. First of all, can we speak about those backs, because they are potentially one of my favorite backs ever. I don't know if you can see that. They are slightly raised so that the black is flat, but when you start touching the hand, there is like it's raised. It's not flat. I can feel some kind of texture here over the fingers, which I love. And I love hands and I love eyes, so that is like so cool to me. Obviously it's not reversible, but it's an oracle deck. I don't know why you would read it reversed, really, especially because the guidebook doesn't give you reversed meaning. It came edged in this kind of gold, you know, this one that feels like antique gold, and I will show you the images. The guidebook is chunky. It's a big guidebook. It's really it's like almost 300 pages. It's full color, which is nice, and for every single card you get keywords, and then you get quite a lot of messages. You also get vibrational keywords at the end, and then for half of the deck, which is considered like major arcana type of cards, you have rituals. Not for all of them, but for the main ones. This literally translates to Or et Ombre, so it's like a lunar alchemical based oracle, so it's all about alchemy and all about the moon phases. And the way it's split, I should share with you first from the guidebook, it's easier. There is there's a lot of good spreads, by the way. There's lots of cool spreads. There is a system to this deck which is very interesting. The deck is split into different categories. So the first one that acts like a major arcana, like I was saying, is all about the lunar cycle. So you have all of the lunar phases, and they link to specific keywords. You also have like specific moon events, such as the supermoon, an eclipse, etc., like the dark moon, all of that. You also have the planets. So we have the Sun, Mercury, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn, and Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto. And finally you have elemental animals. So animals that are very much linked to alchemical work, and they're linked by earth animal, water, air, and fire, and also ether, so more like mythical animals with the phoenix, the dragon, and the Ouroboros. And of course, because this is an alchemical inspired deck, you also have alchemical phases, which they call transformation, with Luna Nigreda, Luna Albeda, Luna Citrinata, and Luna Rubeda. Those are all alchemical phases, which this deck will explain to you. If you don't know shit about alchemy, this deck will make it very easy for you to understand. Obviously, it's all in French, and the guidebook is quite rich, so I would advise a little bit of effort on translating. If you want to make the most of it, you can just use Google Translate app and scan the text. It will translate right in front of your face. Or if you are super familiar with the this kind of work, this kind of alchemical terms, etc., then you probably would be okay. So I'll translate it as we go. Here we have the frog, which is linked to water and movement, so it's part of the animal category. Here we have guides linked to elevation. This is the last lunar cycle, like the last quarter. Here we have the North Node. So as you can see, there's animals, mythical animals, there is alchemical phases, there is lunar cycles, there's a lot of like witchy magical stuff. Here we have Mercury, love it, beautiful, love their planet cards, I think they're gorgeous. The salamander, the swan. Here we have Neptune, look how beautiful, I love that. Luna Nigreda, which is one of the alchemical phases. Here we have Opus Magnum, the fish. This is moon waning, I guess. I'm not very good at translating moon phases. I always get confused between waxing and waning, so I don't want to talk shit. This is the first quarter. Full moon. I love this artwork. It's just very beautiful, very witchy, very alchemical. Here's Venus. Look at that. It's just gorgeous, and the guidebook reads fantastically. I will say that. I used it a lot in October. It's definitely going to be in my October favorite. It's a very potent deck. The messages are very deep. There's a lot you can take out of this, and this is where I would say that it's good. For me, this is one of those that I would recommend checking out the guidebook, because the writing is so beautiful, so powerful. The messages are very much geared around self-transformation, and it's just a beautiful tool that can help you on your journey. Another deck I've had for at least a couple of months that I've been really enjoying, that I've been putting to work already, that I've already posted on my stories on Instagram and stuff, is the Poesis Oracle. This is a French mass market edition. Now this deck and I have a story because this is originally an indie deck. Sorry, in English it's an indie deck. It was a Kickstarter. I backed the Kickstarter in 2018 or 2019, whenever it was, and I never received my copy. And then rewind to like 2 months ago, I am waiting for my physio appointment and I'm a bit early, so I pop in the bookshop that is not far from it, and I see that this has been translated and it's actually released in mass market in French. So I was like, okay, well, this, I guess finally I can check out this deck, because I mean, I never received my original copy. I was just like, maybe I can have better luck with the French version. So as you can see, the box came like this, and inside there's a little mantra. The guidebook is black and white, and it is all in French. For every single card you get a poem. This is where this deck is very particular. It's called the Poesis Oracle because for every single card there is a poem next to it. The good thing is that all the poems are available online. There's like a PDF library, something, where you can read the poems in English. So if you've been wanting the Poesis indie and you can't afford it, because I don't even know if it's available anymore, if it's expensive or whatever, you can pick up the French version, which retails for I paid like 24.95, yeah, 25 euros for it. It's 77 cards, which is awesome because I love a big deck. And you can actually, in the guidebook, write the English poems below if you wanted to, because they're all available online. And I think I'm gonna do that because this was very well translated. I don't want to shit on the translator, it's really good. But I love English and I love French. I mean, I'm French, but I love speaking English. So I think reading the poems in French and in English could give me different ways to look at things, even though technically they say the same, they don't have the same nuances. So I think I'm going to write in the guidebook the English poems as well. That's a little project I want to do. But here are the backs, and they're tarot size, the cards are tarot size. And this is a black and white deck, and like I was saying, if you're not familiar with this oracle, it's based around poetry, so all the cards are linked to a specific poem, and I love the keywords and I love the poems, and I'm so happy that I finally have this deck, because I was reminded why I backed it on Kickstarter. Like, I never received my copy, but damn, this is a really good deck, and I'm so glad I finally have it, because I've been really enjoying it so much. It's very beautiful, it's very healing. The artwork is quite pared down, but for me truly what makes this deck sing is obviously the poems and the keywords. They're very expensive here. So here we have breathe, here we have flee, but and even though the artwork is not necessarily like originally my favorite kind of style, if you know me, you know I like color, and I like, oh, this one is so good, it's the shadow card. I love color and I love very busy decks, and I mean I have a very eclectic taste, I guess, which this day is definitely gonna be a proof of, because literally every deck is like so different from the other. If I was to blindly pick a deck without seeing the keywords or the guidebook and stuff, I don't know if I would have gone for this type of artwork at like straight away, and yet it works so well for this particular theme. There's a lot of balance. There's some happy cards like joy, and you saw that there were some more difficult cards like the shadow one. Here we have compassion, the child, illuminate. I got this one a lot. Support. I got this one a lot too. I guess that's like a spread. That's like one of my last spreads. I must have put it back because I'm getting all the cards I got recently, which is express, chaos, and then we have simplify, the soul, birth. So it's very well balanced. You know, this is one of my favorite. That's very moving actually. I love this particular one. Abandon, gorgeous, with the wave here. Yes, sign me up. So the Poesis Oracle has been a great surprise. It's been a great reminder of why I backed it originally. It's been so nice to pull at night. I've used it literally pretty much every night ever since I've got it, and I pull a card at night, I read the poem, and then sometimes I'll journal about it, sometimes I won't, but just sitting with that poem, say like, and kind of meditating on it, it's been very healing. Okay, moving on. Another deck I've had for at least 2-3 months now. This is the Many Queens Tarot, and this is an indie tarot deck. I did an order from the Roi de Coupe, which is a French shop that specializes in indie decks. It was end of August. I've been wanting this deck for so long, and I'm so happy that I finally have it in my hands. I'm so excited. The box is just eyes, which I love. I mean, it's simple. It doesn't even say the name of the deck on it, and I love that. Because if you put it on your shelf, it kind of looks like, ooh, what is this? It comes with a little guidebook. It's simple, straight to the point, but interesting nonetheless. I've enjoyed reading bits from it when I was doing my spreads, and the backs look just like the box. I've been wanting this deck for so long. This has been on my wish list for years, literally years, and I saw that the Roi de Coupe was stuck in it, and I was so happy because this was really hard to get for me before. It was difficult. I would have had to pay taxes and extreme shipping and stuff, but now since it was carried by a French indie deck shop, online shop that I'll put the link of their shop below. They have a lot of like different kind of indie decks and stuff. It was making it a lot more affordable for me to get and a lot more easier because at least they ship here. What I love about this deck so much and why I wanted it a lot is for its body positivity and the way it kind of fucks with gender in the best way possible. So a lot of the characters, you can't tell what gender they are. A lot of the characters, they have different body sizes, and we see body hair and we see boobs and the boobs are not necessarily like, you know, super pumped. There might be like hanging boobs, just like normal human being, and hairy armpits, and it's just like a celebration of what it is to be human, to be not perfect, and to embrace ourselves just the way we are. And that's why I really wanted this deck. I think for like body image and self-love and kind of like learning to love who you are just for who you are, this is an amazing deck. I've personally adored using it with the Reclaim Oracle, and if you don't know, I talk about it in a lot of my videos at the moment because I'm like in the midst of it, but I'm doing some kind of like a Reclaim Oracle exploration, going one card at a time, and I'm exploring each card and doing tarot spreads about it and stuff for my own personal practice. I still need to do a video about that, and I will, I promise. This with the Reclaimed has been the best pairing. It's been the perfect pairing. I was kind of looking for a deck that would be good to pair for my Reclaim Oracle exploration, and this is perfect. They go so well together, and it's been the perfect deck to do a lot of journaling with, a lot of shadow work kind of exploration with, a lot of introspection with, and I've adored it so much, and I've used it purely for that. I've not used it for any kind of other spreads, and I guess it's turning out to have this very specific use for me in my tarot practice. I love this Two of Wands, so cute. I'll happily use it for other people, for reading for others, or even for other things, but right now I use it for myself, and I use it for this very like specific introspection, self-exploration kind of work, and it works perfectly for that. So I'm really happy with the Mini Queens. So when I told you that my tastes are very eclectic, almost to the extreme, you know that tarot tag that Marlene Teresa did, Tarot to the Extreme? It's very popular on TarotTube right now. I feel like that's my whole collection though. My collection is Tarot to the Extreme because I have so many like very different decks I like. For example, this, we went from like witchy lunar phases to the Kawaii Tarot. And I love them all. So the Kawaii Tarot I got for 4 cents. I had some vouchers and I was like, you know what, let's just treat myself for 4 cents to a cute little deck that's gonna bring me a lot of joy. So this is mass market. It comes with a cute little guidebook with keywords and a little sentence, love that. And it's just the cutest, most adorable deck ever. I mean, I have the Cookie Story Tarot, which is definitely on my top list of very cute decks, but this is not far. And I will tell you why I got this deck. Got it for one card. That one card sold me. I saw that one card and I was like, yes, add to cart. Are you ready? Because that card is everything. Look at it. It's the 7 of Coins or 7 of Pentacles, and I cannot officially died and went to cuteness heaven, but this one card, this one stupid cheese card made me buy the deck. And you know what, I'm not even embarrassed about it. I'm not even ashamed. I don't feel any shame, which maybe I should, but I don't care. I love this so much. This brings me so much joy. This is a good mood card. I mean, the whole deck is a good mood deck, but this is a good mood card, and this one stupid cheese card made me buy the deck. Because I'm a sucker for anything cheese related. I'm French, like, I know. Can I be more cliche? Probably not. Let me flip through the deck. It's still in order. Very happy about it. I have 0 regrets. And you know what? This deck is just so cute. I need to use it. I feel like actually, now looking at this, I'm like, why have I not used it right now that I feel so like just a bit out of balance and stuff? I feel I've been doing so much like heavy kind of introspection work that I've not given myself much place for joy in my practice, and flicking through this is reminding me like, duh, this is what you've been missing. You need to pull this out. So I'm gonna be using this tonight, I think. Look at this, all the animals are chunky. There's like chunky llamas and chunky sloths and chunky cats and chunky unicorns. And this is another one. The sevens are so good, the sevens in this deck, because the 7 of wands is so cute. The 7 of coins we've established is like absolute perfection. I mean, yes, little guy, I feel you. The 7 of cups is also really cute. Look at it. And the 7 of swords, I don't remember what the 7 of sword is. Oh yeah, it's still also super cute. So I feel like they definitely nailed the 7s. I mean, they've nailed all of them. I love them. I adore this. Oh, yeah, this is bringing so much joy to flip through this. I need to use this tonight. Like, this is what I've been missing, and it's been right in front of my face this whole time. I am an idiot sometimes. Sometimes I'm so stupid. Look at this 4 of cups. Okay, I'm sold. I'm feeling so much better just flipping through this. So I bought this deck for 1 card, but I feel like it's gonna obviously bring me a lot of joy. And it's made me think that I need to do a video about decks I bought for 1 card. Because thinking about it, there's a few where I was like, just 1 card sold it to me. Of course, I like the rest of the deck, otherwise I wouldn't buy it. I wouldn't buy the deck just to use 1 card. But I mean, I saw that 1 card and I was sold. I have a few decks like that, so I need to make a video because I think that would be funny. Let's move on to an oracle deck that my mom got for me. She went to get something at the craft store and she realized that next to the craft store there's like a little book section, and in the book section they had oracles. She's an awesome mom, so she picked an oracle deck for me. She sent me a picture. She was like, do you have this? And I was like, no, I don't even know what it is. And she was like, oh, I'll get it for you. So thank you, mom, that's lovely. This is called l'oracle du troisième œil. It retails for 22 euro. It's French mass market. Again, any of my French decks I'm quickly showing you now, but you're gonna get more explanation and stuff in my French deck series. I give you categories. I tell you, are they easy to use even if you don't know any French? Are they not easy to use, etc, etc. I give you the whole tea. This is just first impressions, although I've used this deck quite a few times already since she got it for me, and I can tell you I really like it. So this translates to the Oracle of the Third Eye. It's 40 cards by Eloise Amilcar. You've seen the box. It has a guidebook like this, and it's an interesting structure. I like that the way the deck is built. I don't really have anything like that. So here are the backs, and it has this kind of like blue edging. I'm not gonna lie, I feel like this is a kind of edging that's probably gonna escape after a few times of use. I really like the backs though, they're very cute. And like I was saying, there's a very interesting way this deck is built. It has 4 parts and the categories are written here. So let me kind of separate them out. So you have 4 categories. The first category is linked to the chakras, and each chakra is linked to a question. So this is how, if you were to start your spread, you could start with those cards, the first category, and you could pull a card which links to the type of question you want your spread to focus on. So what do you need to focus on right now? And you pick a card. What you need to focus on right now is it's linked to your solar plexus chakra. The question is, where is my strength? So that's like the main question of your spread. The second category is linked to your strongest intuitive capacity right now. So what can help you right now to deal with this situation? And you can pull here this specific intuitive capacity. Here we have clairsentience. So I feel. So that's how you can, where is my strength in your clairsentience ability right now? The third category, which has more cards, and the third and fourth have the most cards, is linked to blockages. So those are all different kind of blockages that can affect you right now. So for example, let's pick one at random. The blockage is difficulty to find solutions. So that's what's blocking you right now. And the last category, let me put that here, is solutions. So you have quite a few solutions card on how to unlock this particular blockage. So if I was to pick a solution for this, we have rituals. So a way for you to unlock your difficulties to find solutions is maybe to do a ritual, maybe work with the moon. And of course, in the guidebook, you have explanation, you have mantras, you have little meditation. It's like a really well done guidebook. I didn't know anything about this deck, but my mom always finds really cool ones. Like, whenever she goes and randomly picks a deck for me, she usually always finds things I've never heard of, and she has a good instinct. I love, of course, the fact that we see different skin tones here. I love, like, the different body types. I think this would be so nicely paired with the Neo Tarot, which is one of my faves. And I love this particular, like, setup. If you just want to use blockage and solution, you can. If you just want to use the question pile, you can. If you just want to find out what is your strongest intuitive capacity right now, you just pick from this. Like, there's so much you can do from that, and I am actually so excited to use this deck for my pick a card readings, because I think there would be so much I can do with this. I really want to get back into pick a card readings, guys. I miss it so much. I have so many ideas. I just need my body to be a little bit more kind to me, because I find that it's harder for me to make them when I'm in a lot of pain. Like right now I'm filming, I'm super flared up and my body is on fire, but I don't have to focus so much as when I do a reading and I need to focus on the message that's trying to come through and stuff. I find it more difficult to do those when I'm not physically well. So I definitely, as soon as I'm feeling better, want to put this to good use, because this is so fun. So I saw an ad on Marketplace from someone who was moving back to France. They lived in Réunion, they were moving back to France, and they were trying to get rid of a few oracle decks and tarot decks, and I got those two decks for €5 each. So I got those two for €10 in total, and this one was still wrapped up, and this one they had used once. I'm so happy. This was a huge steal, and they were super happy to get rid of decks because they were like happy that it goes to someone who's actually gonna use it. And both of those decks have been on my wish list for like a long time as well, so it felt like perfect timing, right? Synchronicity. Let's start with Le Tarot de l'Arc-en-Ciel. This is a French version of the Rainbow Tarot. I don't know how you call it in English. I'm just guessing. I guess it's the Rainbow Tarot, right? I don't know. This is a French version. I've edged my copy in green. Like I said, they had only used it once, and they were like, I can't take all of my decks. And I was like, oh, I feel you, because the day if I ever want to move from here, this will be me crying at not being able to take all of my decks with me. But future Marine can worry about that. Present Marine is very happy to take on whatever decks people don't want. Like I said, I wanted to pick it up anyway. I was gonna buy it full price at some point, and I got it for a steal deal. And you know what? It's joyous. I've had it since like beginning of October, and I've used it all month of October, and it was my most used deck of October. So of course I'll share more of it in my October faves, but I adore this deck. I can tell you, it is so lovely. It's fairy world, it's fantasy, it's magical. There's a rainbow in every card, obviously, because it's the Rainbow Tarot. There's like Irish influences in the mythology, like you see leprechauns and all of that, but there's also like just generally fairy and orcs and trolls and like goblins and things like that, which I'm so here for. And the artwork is stunning. Definitely have a few favorite cards in this deck. The knights are amazing, and let me see if I can find the knights, because I find the knights absolutely delightful. Here's one. Love that. It's adorable. Every knight is on a different animal. Here's another one of my favorite cards, the Six of Swords. Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? I love this. This is giving me Lord of the Rings when they cross in the first movie and they arrive at the place in the river where there's like huge statues of men. This is also giving me major Lord of the Rings vibes, like the three orcs or I don't know, trolls, whatever they are, around the fire. You know, if you've watched The Hobbit, if you know, you know. Love that. The Strength card. Gorgeous. Four of Pentacles with his magical mushrooms. I am so here for. I don't know why this deck is not more used or more talked about. I've seen, I think Nia over the Curated Shelf has this, because I've seen it on her Instagram, so I think she enjoys it. But apart from that, I don't really see it a lot on Instagram or on YouTube. And for me, it's massively underrated because this is absolutely adorable. Like, this is so cute and yet really magical. Oh, this is it. This is my favorite knight. This is the Knight of Pentacles. Look at him. This is very magical. This takes you to another world. This is like, if you want to escape somewhere, it's still very heavily RWS inspired, obviously, so very easy to use. You have you don't even have like the titles, you just have the number and the symbol, which I love. Here's the Page of Wands, which gives me End vibe, which also gives me Major Lord of the Rings vibes. So I feel like this is totally giving me that Tolkien universe inspiration as well, which I really love. The next one that I got from this person who was like getting rid of decks that was still in the wrapper is the Circle of Life. Circle of Life in French, it is Tarot du Cercle de la Vie. This is also the Scarabeo. It's a round deck, and oh my god, this is awesome. Oh yeah, I forgot I put that in. Do you ever do that? Like, you put random stuff in your decks and then you're like, oh, a feather, or oh, a stone. I do that all the time. This one is still in order because I've actually received it not that long ago. Like this one, at first I bought this one for €5, and then they were like, oh, I have more to get rid of if you want, and they sent me pictures, and I picked this one, and they sent it to me by post because I can't really move right now to like get in the car and stuff, just chronic pain shit, so they had to post it to me, and even Reunion from Reunion was still a little bit long, but it came like 2 days ago, and so I'm super excited about this. This is a round deck. I don't have any round tarot deck, and I am so excited for using it because I already have decided of a very specific way I want to use this for timings and maybe lunar cycles, using the roundness as a way to add another layer to the reading. Plus the artwork is also very fae, more different kind of fae than the other one. I feel like the one I showed you just before, it's that very childlike fantasy fae world, which I still love. This is definitely a bit more darker fae, I guess I would say. And the images do, even though I feel like this follows RWS, it also does its own thing in some of the cards. Like I flipped through the deck, and there is some cards that differ from traditional imagery, and I like that because it means that the artist took liberties, and I'm excited to get into the guidebook and see what they have to say, because some of them are a bit different, although it's still very RWS. But I love this artwork so much, and the fact that it's round, it's even more charming. I love this Queen of Pentacles on the mushroom. She's beautiful, and I can imagine that this would not be the easiest to shuffle because I have large hands. I can imagine if you have smaller hands, this could be a bit tricky to use, I'm not gonna lie, but you find a way. I'm the kind of person that's like, if I like the deck, even if it's the most unpractical ever, trust I will find a way. For sure. Let's move on to another tarot deck that made its way to me in the last 3 months, and oh my god, this is very special. This is Tarot as Color by Isel Colquhoun, and this is an indie deck. This is pricey. I'm gonna start it with that. It's pricey. It comes from the UK. It's still available, I think, but mine took like, I ordered it in June, so it took like 4 months to come to me, or 5, I don't know what is the time now. It took a while. This is a piece of art, just as it is a tarot, and this is very, very special, influenced by Meg over at Rose of Honey Ritual and Thea over at Garden Goddess Tarot. I saw them first talk about this particular deck, and as soon as I saw it, I was like, gasp. And I had to get it. Like, it was one of those that something in me ignited. I've been waiting for this, and I didn't know I've been waiting for this. So this deck, it comes with like a paper that's been scented. They did some kind of like partnership with an esoteric perfume shop, so the paper is scented, the cards are not, and if you don't want your cards to smell, you can just throw away the paper, but I actually like the smell. And it comes with a guidebook like this, and this is a very special deck. It was originally published in 77, I believe, as an exhibition. I don't know if it was ever a deck or if it was like an exhibition. It is Tarot as Color, Ethel I think that's how you say her name, decided to explore tarot through color work. In French we say enchromancy, which is the divination around the mixing of colors using ink. This is a tool that was used by a lot of seers. This is what it reminds me of. Of course, this is different in the sense that it's not ink, I think it's paint, and this is her personal exploration of what each card would look like if it was a color. So here we have the Chariot, and the titles are Golden Dawn titles. So for the Chariot we have the Child of the Powers of the Waters, the Lord of the Triumphs of Light. So there's definitely Golden Dawn influence on this, which you can take it or leave it. I don't pay much attention to it. What drew me so much in this deck is this particular artwork. Like, it makes me feel something. I don't know what, but it makes me feel a lot of things. And when I first flipped through this, I cried, because there's so much emotion in here. There's so much like depth, and it's very moving. It feels like, for me, I'll try and describe how I feel when I use this deck. And I put it back in order, which I never do, but this is the kind of deck that I feel like it deserves that. I do that very rarely. There's a few decks that after I use them, I put them back in order because I feel like they need that respect. And this is one of those. The other one is like Tarot Masonic and things like that. So my very, very special decks to me. And what was I saying? Oh yeah, this makes me feel like I'm either microscoping, looking at inside the human body, at cells growing and like blood, and literally like I'm on a microscope looking at life being created on a microscopic level, or I'm on a plane or even a spaceship and I'm looking at the earth from above, and I'm looking at the ocean or the Arctic with like the ice and the ocean, and it looks like this is what I could be looking at. You know, I love David Attenborough, if you don't know. He's like an elderly, lovely British man who makes animal documentaries that are absolutely breathtaking. They win a lot of awards and they're always beautifully filmed, and the music makes you want to cry. David Attenborough for life. Like, I love him. I love all of his documentaries. And if you watch Frozen Earth or Blue Planet or any of his documentaries, there's a lot of images that for me make me think of this. This is like looking at nature, really, but it's tarot, and it's cool because on the front of the card it says, it's a quote from the creator, from Ethel, and it says, "After I had completed the pack, I saw some slides showing nebulas in outer space and the birth of stars. These recalled my designs and confirmed my conviction of their cosmographic function." And like, yes, absolutely, I can see stars and nebulas here too. It's just a very special deck. I don't have much else to say about it apart from the fact that it's made me cry already quite a few times, and the moments I've had with them have been very special. So thank you, Meg, and thank you, Thea, for showing it, because I wouldn't have known it exists otherwise, and it's definitely something that has brought me so much since I've have it in my life. Okay, last two. This is a cute little indie oracle deck that I had ordered in June, that I received end of October, so again, shipping, love it. But this is the Heart Eye Oracle by Olivia Rose, and honestly, this is so cute. Olivia Rose goes by Lala Dreams Box over on Instagram, TikTok. You need to follow her on Instagram and TikTok because she's always sharing her new work and it's always super pretty. And she just has that very infectious energy that brightens up your feed, so definitely check her work out. I feel like this deck is not very well known yet, and that's a shame because it's awesome. So it's an indie oracle deck. It comes with a guidebook for each of the cards. You get an image, you get the main name, you get keywords, and you get a message. So the creator, Olivia, I think she's British and Jamaican. I love that. Check out her Instagram, check out her TikTok. I will leave her the links to her social media presence on my description box, but go check out her work because it's really cool. She has prints, she has these oracle decks obviously, but she also has like artwork pieces and they're all gorgeous. Like, she's super talented. So here are the backs, and the cardstock is this delicious matte, almost like petal finish, but it doesn't stick, which is awesome. I'm shit at explaining cardstock, but definitely feels soft. Soft touch mat, is that what you call it? I don't know. It's nice to touch and it's matte. That's all you get from me. A very fairy type of world. And have I been kidnapped by the fairies and I don't realize it, and suddenly all of my decks are turning fairy themes and they're slowly invading my brain and my life and I haven't even realized it? Maybe, because I just realized now that out of all the decks I've shown you, there's 3 fairy decks, or fairy inspired, fairy kind of vibes. I guess I'm in a fairy trance, you guys. And you know what? I don't want to get out. I'm happy to be here. I love it here. This is a good place to be. Look at this artwork. I could not get it. I saw this, I was like, oh my god, this is gorgeous. So I got it on her own shop, on her own website, and I'm so happy I did. It took a few months to come, but it's so worth it. This is beautiful. I love the different keywords. They're very like general kind of oracle type of keywords, but there's light and shadow. It's not a fluffy deck. You'll have a good balance here. This is gonna be so nice to pair with tarot. Already paired it with my tarot by Caro, and they look like they were made for each other. They're really good together. So look at this. Oh, it's so beautiful. I just love the artwork. I fell in love with it. And I think the keywords are really expensive. The guidebook is nice. I have nothing bad to say about this. There's only 40 cards. That's the only thing. Would I wish there was more? Totally. Happier if it was like 44, for example, or 40 or even 50 cards, because I'm very greedy. But, I mean, this artwork, it's just beyond. Oh, it came with a pouch as well that I forgot to show you, because it's already hosting another deck because I'm low on pouches. Oh, look at that. Gorgeous. I had this card quite a lot and it's just beautiful. So yeah, it comes with a beautiful velvet pouch, but it's already hosting another deck because, like I said, I'm low on pouches. I'm so sorry, my battery died. So rude, the audacity of it. Loving this fairy vibe I'm in right now, and I'm just fully enjoying it, fully immersing myself into it. Let's finish with the newest deck to my collection, and I got this yesterday. This is the Estrella Tarot by Ashla S. So here is her card. I will leave her website below. Definitely check her out. She has an Instagram, she has a YouTube channel, and she's just really nice. So I will leave all the links below, but I encourage you to check her out. This is another woman of color who created a tarot deck. Again, I love that. This is something that's super important to me to support on the channel, and I am so excited about this deck because this is a Marseille deck, which is actually pop culture inspired and is modern and is colorful, and it's just like take Marseille but put it to nowadays. And I have been missing that in my collection very much so. If you've never watched my videos before, the RWS Tarot is my preferred system, and I know that is probably very sacrilegious to say as a French person, but I find Tarot de Marseille a little bit meh. Don't get me wrong, I find them extremely beautiful to look at. I adore studying them for historical purposes. I love looking at pictures of them in my books, in my history books and stuff like that. When it comes to reading, I'm never ever tempted to pick up my Tarot de Marseille, which I have a random Grimaud one that costs like €7, you know, the ones that's just like very basic. I'm never tempted to pick it up. I guess it's better if I talk and show you some cards, so I'm obviously being a very bad tarot tuber right now. I'm never tempted to pick up my Marseille deck. I always prefer picking up my RWS because it's a system I vibe with more, and also because I've never found a Tarot de Marseille that actually excites me, that gives me that, ooh, this is cool, I like this, I want to use it, until I found this. And this is why I'm so grateful for Ash's work, because this is the Tarot de Marseille that I think is gonna finally make me fall in love with Marseille. And I'm so happy and I'm so grateful for that. So first off, can we talk about those colors? Girl, this is like so beautiful. I love the bright colors. I love it. Second of all, deck is very modern inspired. So there's pop culture reference. And so for example, like Lizzo is the Knight of Wands, which I love. genius. And there's just a lot of famous characters or people in the deck. Amy Winehouse as the Knight of Cups, also genius, I think. But not only are there like pop culture references, which I think are super clever, the people are actually of different ethnicities, and different age, and different body sizes, which for Marseille I personally have never really seen. There might be out there, don't get me wrong. Like I said, I'm not a Marseille pro, so there might be some decks that are more modern and more representing of different kind of people. I'm sure there must be some out there. I mean, it's 2022 after all. But this is the first one I saw that I was like, oh my god, I'm actually excited about it. So this is Lizzo as the Knight of Wands I was telling you about. Genius, love it. We had Amma as Temperance, which I thought was also beautiful. So I adore this. This is actually making me excited to use Marseille, which I never thought I would say, or at least not in a while. I've studied Marseille a bit. Like I said, I really enjoy looking at it. I've studied the history of printing the Marseille cards and the different cartons anciens, etc. quite in depth. But in terms of reading with it, it's never been like something that excites me. But even the pips are beautiful. Look at the flowers and the color choices, and I think it's just so clever. You can get a PDF with this particular deck. It's in French because Ash is French, although she told me she's originally from Madagascar, which makes me love the deck even more. Now I understand why a lot of the flowers and stuff are tropical flowers, so obviously I'm like, yes. And also the pentacles are representing cowries. Let me try and see, those little shells. Cowries. They used to be currency in Africa before colonization, and I adore this so much. Look at this. I mean, of course I love cowries. I love the ocean, and I actually find them quite a lot in the Indian Ocean because we're not so far away from Africa. So I find cowries all the time on my beach walks, and I love the fact that the pentacles are cowries. I think that's just really cool. I love the fact that Ash influenced a lot of her culture and her references and her vision of tarot in this. And it's kind of taking this old traditional system and bringing it to 2022, which I'm so happy about. So look, even the pips are beautiful. I'm so excited about this. We have Will Smith as the King of Wands, which I think is also very appropriate. Love this Hierophant. Love this Chariot so much. Matt for Justice. Marie Laveau is a High Priestess. Like, this is a character from Back to the Future. Love it. So like I was saying, I'm so sorry if my train of thought is all over the place. I'm trying to make my point across, but I feel like I'm just not doing a very good job in today's video to like explain myself, and I'm probably going all over the place. So I'm so sorry, please excuse me if I'm a little bit discombobulated, but I was trying to say that there is a PDF that we can get of this deck. It's in French, however, it is really well written. I've like read half of it already, and Ash gives you a lot of info, gives you exercises, resources, books that she recommends. She gives you sources that you can explore further, and honestly the guidebook is really good for like, if this is the first tarot deck you ever pick, like the first Marseille deck that you ever pick, I feel like the guidebook is definitely a good resource to help you read it without needing to get another book straight away. And for me, who's not super comfortable reading with Marseille, I've been really enjoying reading the guidebook and getting to know especially the pips more. And I believe Ash had originally done the major arcana and then later on decided to create the full deck, and I'm so happy she did because as a full deck it's awesome. So this is the Estrella Tarot. This is my new favorite Marseille, and I hope that a lot of you decide to pick it up and support Ash, because I think we needed that. I think we needed this kind of Marseille in the world. I'm sure there must be some Marseille like that, but I don't think there's that many. So when there is one, I feel like we need to celebrate and support. Okay, my friends, this is it. This is the end of another epic haul. Can I ever do them short? I always intend to make them short and then end up blabbering on for ages, but I hope it was fun to see my new stuff. Let me know in the comments what decks you decided to get. or what decks you decided to declutter, or what you're thinking of getting, what you've been enjoying. Just let's have a chat in the comments. I love chatting with you. If you have made it this far, you can leave a little seashell in the comments. It will let me know you've made it all the way here, because I love seashells. I have one here, and I just showed you the deck where pentacles are seashells, so I thought that would be fun. Thank you so much for being here. I appreciate your support. I appreciate your kindness, and I'm gonna try my best to ease myself back into making more videos for you. But until then, I just want to send you the biggest hug and keep navigating the waves of your soul. Bye!